As the southeast is gradually descending into chaotic land, the new man on the horizon, Governor Soludo, who is determined to restore normalcy in Anambra State, is already feeling the heat. Gunmen attack the headquarters of his home, Aguata local government area in Ekwulobia, and set it ablaze. They killed a church guard and another person in the process. The attack came barely 1 week after the headquarters of Nnewi South local government area headquarters at Ukpor was similarly set ablaze. As the gunmen intensify violence in the region, they have burnt 7 police stations in Anambra and Imo State in 41 days. This is worrisome. I thought Governor Soludo is coming in and everything, that they will allow him to at least give a chance. Grace, yeah. Now, the first thing I saw, the regular Monday sit at home, his intervention, he went to church, they prayed and everything. But lo and behold, last Monday, people still sat at home.
That's bound to happen when people, we said it here.
Yeah.
We said it here, that if the people do not get firm guarantees that their lives will not be in danger, they will sit at home. Soludo can't be issuing orders to people. People have the right to protect their lives. That is the biggest possession that you have. Your life is your biggest possession. You may have all the money in the world. If you don't have your life, how do you enjoy the money? So people have a right to do whatever it takes to protect their lives. And a governor cannot simply be issuing orders, threatening that, oh, if you don't go to work, this is what will happen. They will not listen. They will only listen when they are sure that their security is guaranteed. That if they step out of their houses to the malls, to markets, you know, to their business premises, to their schools, the banks and all that, that nothing will happen to them. And up till now, no governor in the southeast has been able to give that firm guarantee to our people. The other day, the governor of Ebonyi too was issuing threats that, look, we are going to be fired. The Imo governor has issued threats in the past. Nobody will listen to him. That's someone that they even his own house
in his own town.
His own house was burnt. So if he couldn't stop his own house from being burnt, can the right-thinking civil servant, for example, think that his proclamation will guarantee his own security? That because the governor addressed people that from now on, if you don't go to work, you will lose your job. If you don't go to work on Mondays, this is no more sit at home. No. It's much more than that. You've got to move ahead to provide the security that is missing. I say security that is missing because just some hours ago, I was reading about an army checkpoint that these guys raided, killed soldiers, and then set ablaze a patrol van. So if people are running riots like that, and it doesn't appear like that we are capable of stopping the carnage, people will not come out. Soludo can issue threats every day. The man in Ebonyi, who says his own bridges are longer than weakest bridges, he can issue threats. They will not listen. Hope, Ozodima can promise hope to people, but they will not listen if they cannot see firm guarantees that their lives will be protected if they go out. The moment that security is guaranteed, of course our people in the East, they want to make money, but they need to be alive to be able to make money. And if they have a choice between choosing life over money, of course they are going to choose life, because even when you make that money, you have to be alive to enjoy it. Otherwise, someone else will come and enjoy all what you have labored for. That musician, he sang one funny song like that. The beginning of the song is absolute lyrical emptiness, but there is still a bit of wisdom that he won't want somebody to come and take his place. When people die and they leave so much behind, someone else takes their place and enjoy the fruits of their labor. That's what that boy sang. I don't want to mention
a lot of musicians have spoken in the same way.
But these ones, these young musicians, and they are funny.
Empty rhetoric.
Yes, funny things that they put inside. It appears their own all their life does not go beyond chuku chuku. Okay. You know, remember that song? That
I know the song you're talking about.
GKB, why is it that non-state actors, the people listen to them more than even governments in the southeast? The governors seem to have lost that legitimacy as government of the day. They cannot come together to tell people, look, this should stop, and people will listen again. The entire southeast.
Not only the entire southeast. Any set of people that have leaders who do not tune into their needs will do the same thing. Because normally when you elect a leader, you are starting to be the congregation of your aspirations. It becomes the embodiment of everything you stand for as a
Just look at it.
But when you are talking about governors that have
local government
headquarters,
wastes.
In the last few days, they appear to even be stronger again.
Just wasting them.
And because that's what really
especially in Anambra State.
I know.
And everything
so what really gets me is this: the entire southeast, the entire landmass, is equivalent of Oyo State. That means from Port Harcourt, as it starts, or wherever, to Onitsha Bridgehead, it's about 3 hours. Yet people run riots and do this stuff over such a small space, and you wonder where are the security people? What's really happening? Because they're not talking about places in the north where you can travel for 4 hours and not see anybody. It's extremely rare to travel in the east for more than 30 minutes and not come across a village.
So the boys, they use these Sienna buses. No, they've come to be known Sienna buses, yes. They just move around. I think this kind of, I think they operate more like robbery gangs. They can contact themselves. Let's converge at so place, and then they go. Their operations are usually short. They don't waste time. They've set ablaze the place, and then they have instilled fear in the hearts of the people, to the point that even when you see them, you know, in their Sienna, you have to just escape. This is what is happening. It's not even in the entire southeast that they are such a threat. It is Anambra State. Anambra.
Okay, we have this caller. Uche is calling us from Nnewi. That's Anambra State.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Uche.
Uche.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Ayo.
Good afternoon,
Babajide.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Osiare.
GKB.
Okay, good afternoon. Yeah, this is Uche calling from Nnewi in Anambra.
Okay, what's happening?
Actually, you know, on Friday, Nnamdi Kanu went to court.
Yes.
Okay.
And there was a sit at home on Friday. Even before that Friday, on Thursday, they came out on a broad daylight on Thursday, chasing people away and warning them never to come out the following day, being Friday. On a broad daylight, they came out. So what are we talking about?
Did you see them?
Now, just like Babajide is saying, you must have your life first before you think of having you think of wealth. Now, do you know that the police people, the police checkpoint in Nnewi, on Mondays, they go on sit at home. On Mondays.
Police, Abi?
They don't come out on Mondays.
Security.
Police too are doing sit at home.
Yes, we can hear you.
Pardon?
Uche.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, I said police people, they go for sit at home on Monday. Police people with their guns.
Police, they do sit at home.
Yes, now, because on Thursday to the weekend, you will see them coming out on that area command in Nnewi. You will see them coming out in Nnewi. I'm talking about Nnewi now. But on Monday, you will not see them in front of that area command with their guns. They will sit at home. Now you can imagine if a policeman with his gun can sit at home on Monday. So what do you expect? So just like Babajide said, our governor, we pray that the people should go and advise him. All this threat that is issuing, nobody is going to listen to him because you have to have your life first. I was discussing with a teacher. She said that they went and the governor was telling them to go to work on Monday. The woman is a principal, so she was saying yes sir. Then after the man left, he told the other teachers, don't come out on Monday. All this one that this man is talking, you should don't listen to him because you must have life first before you talk about. So that is my take. We are in deep ship. I just pray that the government, if I should advise them, let them release Nnamdi Kanu. If they release Nnamdi Kanu, then we will now know where our problem is coming from. I think.
That they have an anchor that they are using.
Yes. Now, something we didn't know before. Okay. You has told us that even the
security people that are meant to secure people.
Yes.
Because we alluded to that fact earlier that when people are not assured, so now we know officially
what it means is okay. On those days, those patrols will not happen.
Yes.
On those days, those checkpoints will not be there. So
they will not
what will give you the confidence
to come out?
You maybe are a transporter. What will give you the confidence to come out?
If you transport any military patrol anywhere,
people have made up their minds now to be going to be clearing their goods in other places. They take their to be opening their containers in other places. When they send the containers to the east, they take it to Cross River. Some will drop their containers in Delta, because when you go to Delta, as close as Asaba is to Onitsha, nothing of this sort is happening in Onitsha, in Asaba, and land is appreciating rapidly in Asaba because more people
move to Asaba.
There are even people who refuse to raise their children inside the Onitsha. They are going out because of the security. They are going. Their children are going to school.
Across the river.
Yes, can't afford to be sitting at home every Monday.
Yes, it makes sense like that, and even their security is assured. So they would rather take that step to say, okay, let me relocate. In daytime, I can go and do business over there, but my family, let them stay in Asaba. So this is what happens. There are also some people who used to. There was a market in Onitsha that has been relocated, more or less. Some of our friends from the north moved to Asaba to set up the market there because of constant attack. Did you read about the case of a livestock market that was attacked this last weekend? They just killed about 40 cows.
Okay, let me take Andrew. Andrew is calling us from Akure in Ondo State. Thank you, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Andrew, you have to step away from your monitor or you turn down the volume of your TV set. Okay, talk to us, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
What's your own view of what is going on?
In fact, my view on the issue of security. In fact, the issue of insecurity in Nigeria is becoming to a point of reality. It really shows the impopularity of government, and it's that time is being checked. Because as in the case, when a governor will give order and there is no power backing it, imagine what that the person called earlier before my call said. He said the police, the security, too, they observe it at home. That really shows the danger. And this thing, the federal government is not showing any concern. Gradually, it appears government in Nigeria is becoming unpopular. And it's high time they check and ensure security in this country. Security is the fundamental responsibility of the government. And it appears things are going this way. It's very unfortunate. That the federal government needs to wake up.
All right. Thank you for your contribution. GKB, now the last caller, before the last caller.
I was talking about not just markets relocating. Now, if the livestock market, for example, that we had was attacked, how you know how many people will have been affected? The losses, not this one, in the southeast.
Okay.
You know,
cow markets
are called Kara. You know how many people have been affected? These are people's means of livelihood destroyed. Sometimes articulated vehicles moving goods are stopped and destroyed. This can't go on for too long because we are destroying lives. I was listening to Senator Abaribe the other day, pleading passionately that these people should stop, that they are destroying the economy of the Southeast. You know, they may not know the extent of the damage that they are causing. Yes, but he says, see, you are destroying, people are running away from the Southeast, going elsewhere to do business. Now, if you are coming, once it is, if you are bringing goods from other parts of the South, or even from the North, once it is Monday, once you, on the eve of Monday, you have to stop wherever
you are.
Yeah, you stop.
The wait till after.
There. That wait will cause you to spend more money.
Just
maybe you stay in an hotel and all that, you eat, so you have to stay, because the alternative is dangerous. You will not only lose the vehicle and the goods, you may even lose your life. So that is why this whole thing, we've got to find a solution to this thing before it gets even worse.
Okay, I have Adi calling us from the United Kingdom. Thank you for joining us, Adi.
Okay, please, my greeting to everyone in the studio.
Thank you.
Please, Babajide, can you do us a favor?
Go ahead.
I want you to invite Gumi and ask Gumi such questions about his last visit now to this, because one of the person they went to the forest together was on Channel last week or so. I heard him saying, you know, they visited about 8 bandit leaders, and they said they are fighting for the grievance of the Fulanis. The whole world had him. Can you invite Gumi so that he can say it, and we can know how to solve this problem? Because the way life is being terminated in Nigeria is becoming too unbearable. The Southeast own now can be solved tomorrow if they release Nnamdi Kanu. But the North, the rate people are dying in the North, or even unreported, is getting serious. Because this thing, nobody can say, at least me, in my lifetime, I never believe North can become like this. You see, I live in Kano, I know how these people live. So, life is sacrosanct. I don't know what, so if you can invite Gumi to tell us, and let the whole Nigeria know. His friend has told us, and solve the problem, please.
You know, a few months back, we brought him as one of our guests. There were people who were grumbling that why they do bring Gumi. Gumi is an enemy of the Nigerian state. Some people were very angry that we even gave him a chance to talk. But you know, some of his utterances may not sit well with a good number of us, but no one can say that Gumi does not want the violence to end. You may not approve of his method, but Gumi himself wants the violence to end. This violence, there are people, that's in the North, there are people known to Gumi, some of his own friends, his own people, had been affected by this violence. No, anybody can be a victim. If two can be a victim. So somebody who went to try to identify what the problems are, I think he too was trying to solve the problem in his own way. But many Nigerians think that some of the things that he's saying are uncalled for. I also don't think that the bandits in the north, I choose not to call them terrorists, and I will not call them terrorists. The bandits in the north, I refuse to agree that they are fighting for the Fulani. If they are saying that they took to a life of crime because they have been treated badly in the past, because some of them too used to be cattle rearers, they became victims of cattle rustling, victims of insecurity, and then when they now report to the police, the police would not take action. Some of them then decided that, okay, if we can't beat them, let's join them. But that does not mean that they are fighting for the Fulani people. They are not fighting for the Fulani people. They are not fighting for anybody. These are bandits. Is the money that they are after. Those who have kidnapped those train passengers, it is the money that they are after. If they are talking to the Nigerian government today, it is money, it is ransom that they will be talking about. They don't have any ideological bent.
That they want to hold territory.
Yes, and when we say, okay, we call them bandits, I said it at that time that naming them terrorists is not the solution. The whole world can see now that it is the approach. If the approach is right, we will defeat banditry. But if the approach is wrong, whether you call them terrorists or not, you will not achieve your aim. So it's even worse now that we are calling them terrorists.
Okay, I have Emeka on the line. Emmanuel. Emmanuel. I have Emmanuel on the line. Thank you for joining us, Emmanuel. Turn down the volume of your TV sets.
Let's talk to you directly. Don't listen to the
Emmanuel.
I don't think he's there.
Hello? Emmanuel. All right, GKB. Somebody asked, the previous caller was talking about, releasing Nnamdi Kanu as a possible solution to this carnage and mayhem in the southeast. Do you agree with this school of thought?
Yeah, well, it's a fundamental demand of whatever they're asking for. And I'm sure it's take the wind out of their sails.
Don't you think this is beyond IPOB? What has befallen
and that's what we need to find out. I think the point was
cultists, hoodlums.
Of course, those will come in, but if you remove the
all of the guys of IPOB.
If you remove the core reason, the nucleus of their demand, then all these things will show itself in due course. I may not agree with the fact that this will solve the problem, but it will go a long way in identify those who are really behind what is going on in the southeast. Because, like the principal said, because that one really got me, because it's very, for a principal to defy the governor, shows you the level of something that we've done. And it shows that, like we've said on this program many times, Yorubas will say, the man wants to close you, look at what he's wearing. That's the Yoruba proverb. So if a governor cannot defend his own home, or if they can attack his country home, his local government, all these things, any amount of grandstanding will let people risk their lives for such a person. To show leadership is not really about threatening people. It's about talking to them, finding out what is going on, and then finding the solution. I think Mr. Soludo should take his time to listen to his people. He was given a mandate because he promised to be a difference.
I think it's by coming up with the Truth Commission. I think it's on the way to.
Because I wanted to
finding out the problem.
I wanted to ask you the same question I asked GKB. Is that likely the problem? The castration of Nnamdi Kanu will least address
the incarceration. Definitely worsen things. But right now we now have cultists and other people enforcing the sit-at-home order. So I don't know how this problem can end, but I can never be against a political solution to this kind of problem, because I've seen where a political solution solved this kind of problems. Yes. Remember when the Nkata freedom movement in South Africa and the ANC, when they were killing themselves, it was embarrassing to the black race. Everywhere they saw one another, they murdered one another. They were just killing one another. So, but in the end, there was a political solution, and the whole killing stopped. You know, Butelezi's people at that time, Mangusuto, Butelezi's people, the whole. So it is possible for a political solution to help us to bring an end to the needless violence going on in the Southeast. Until we try it, we will not know whether it will ultimately
solve it.
Yes.
Emmanuel is calling us from Imo State. Thank you for calling us, Emmanuel.
Thank you very much, my brother.
All right, go
hello,
ahead,
Babajide, my friend, and the rest of you.
I agree to Ima.
I'm your friend, Ima. You remember when I called those early days of this sit at home?
Yes.
And I was
yes, from Imo State. Yes,
well, yes,
give us updates.
Yes. It's sad that we have come to this level. It's so sad. As I speak to you, things are not getting better anyway, just like in the whole country. The issue for me is not the issue of sit at home or no sit at home. The proponents of this sit at home is where my worry comes from. Who all want to sit at home, they come back home. Come back from your high horse, where you're hiding in US or Finland or UK or South Africa or wherever. Let's all stand here and sit at home. You can't be enjoying your family out there, going to the mall. The economy is working in an organized society. But you didn't come back here and see poverty. See poverty. A young man was, some of these, their sketch, was asking young girls, are you ready to sleep with me outside for 100,000? Some were willing. That's how desperate people are willing to eat. And the letter told them it's a sketch, you know, those kind of stuff. These guys are not just destroying economy. They have destroyed the economy of the Southeast. That even if you release Nnamdi Kanu, which are all hoping they're going to do, he himself, I'm not sure he's still in control of these guys. He don't raise a monster you cannot control tomorrow. Those who started this, I'm sure who raised this monster, combination of what happened with the prison break and the rest of them, has combined to raise a monster. You know, to invoke a spirit is very easy. It's who we take it back. That's exactly what is happening now. The level of crime, the level of violence. You are talking about Tuesday and whatever. But my prayer is that words of reason will prevail. We still have not just elders. We still have people who can put heads together and speak to the conscience. People are very brilliant set of people. Forget about calling them traders. Raise minds. Some of these people that are doing these things are very deranged states among us. When you come out, you know, when you are doing something, like three of you now, you have to, even if I say leave TVC, you are professionals, you can engage yourself. A deranged mind that has nothing to do, does not rest on anything that let all of us die through violence. They don't have anything to fall back than violence. That's why it's a very difficult thing. Sit at home. A banker cannot tell you sit at home. A medical doctor cannot tell you sit at home. These people that are telling you sit at home are jobless. So for them, every other person should be jobless. It is possible to sit from Monday to Friday. And it's a very difficult situation. So it takes a lot to convince them, even the so-called iPod, at this stage, can't get it going.
Ima?
So it's yeah.
You were talking about somebody asking people to sleep with him in a skit. Did he eventually record that skit?
That, what do you call them? Resistance, they say it's a prank. That's what they usually say. They say it's a prank. He later told them it's a prank. I was watching it. But I was using that to paint the narrative of how desperate.
Okay, so it didn't happen to take 10,000 naira, sleep with me outside.
Of course, people are willing to do anything to survive. Young men and women are hungry. There is hunger in the land. People are ready to do anything to get away from. That's why there's a lot of ritual. Come to some of the schools around here. You will see sacrifices along the street. There's a lot happening. You are talking about sleeping. No, people are ready to submit a part of their body to make money. God help our nation and help this part of the region. I'm telling you the truth.
Thank you, Ima. Thank you, man. Thank you for, because
so unfortunate.
The way we are looking at it, the way it's going, even the new government, if might inherit this liability.
Definitely. So that one is a certainty. The incoming administration, the incoming federal administration, will inherit this problem, whether we like it or not. How it approaches solving the problem is
very key.
Is very, in fact, they've got to put on their thinking caps and find a solution, because we can't go on like this. Things are getting worse.
Nigeria is bleeding.
Things are getting worse. These guys are being financed by people from outside of our country, and the money that they are sending is causing all kinds of problems.
And GPB, you just, if you watch the internet, if you watch the space there, you find people in their comfort abroad. Yeah, they will be inciting people.
Look at the one who has just been jailed. Look at the one that has just been jailed. You know, there was a day we brought him his matter here. That how can you sit
in London and be inciting people? He's in jail now,
telling us to kill one another.
Yes, he's in jail now. So we have so many Nigerians abroad,
diasporans,
abusing the internet.
No, diasporans are really the cause of the problem we face. Not all of it. I'm talking about encouraging people to take up arms against the state. And those of us who are at the level that we are, when it comes to leadership of our people, will tell you that we have to move in quickly to really nip some of them in the bud, because they were making money and popularity out of the agitation in this part of the country, and they were becoming superstars, creating all manners of.
I think there was a time abusing area.
So we have to move in quickly. We have to move in quickly in the traditional way for them to really simmer down, because realize the fact that and that's what happened in the Southeast. Once there are no voice of reason on time, those charlatans will take over the vacuum created by lack of leadership. It's not rocket science. The Southeast is failing today because those who are elected to lead were not tapping into the anger of the people and looking for solutions to them. And that's why we are. They tried it in the South, like I said. At our level, we have to move in quickly and stop that nonsense. Because there are some people living in Germany and all these countries who turn themselves to superstars by turning Yoruba leaders into toothpick that they can pick their teeth with. And until we moved against them quickly and stop that nonsense, and now you can see that the entire thing died down. That's leadership. Somebody somewhere, like the man who called said, there must be somebody in the East right now who can do that, who they can listen to. I'm sure my people will say children became kings when all elders are dead. Elders cannot all die now. There are still the elders in the Southeast that these people will listen to. And not things are there, and not things are bad. I know poverty has taken over the minds of the people, but there are still people, one or two people, maybe priests or whatever, bishops, people that they can still lead and save us from this mayhem. Or else, this will be the trigger that will destroy Nigeria.